The fear of commitment. Well, this is one for the ladies, right? The usual example is some woman who has a boyfriend for a very, very long time, let's call it 6 years, and after 6 years, this guy doesn't propose. And it seems that he has a fear of commitment, right? That sort of general situation is the situation we're going to focus on right now. So, I just also want to point out that commitment is not only marriage. Some people have a problem with commitment regardless of relationship with the other sex. Alright, but that's the one we are going to focus here. So, how can you help this guy or this girl or this situation? First and foremost, intellectualizing it. It seems to be that this guy needs someone to talk with him. Now, this is a bit tricky because I know that it's not that great of an idea for you to talk with him about your current situation because you feel that talking to him about it will ruin the romance, right? You want him to propose in this romantic situation like it should be a big surprise, and that's why if you come to him and tell him, hey man, why aren't you proposing to me already, what's going on, it really ruins the surprise and the romance. That's fine, but you can at least, if that's the case, instead of speaking with him yourself, have a third party speak with him. Have someone else to talk with him about it and intellectualizing it. It's very important to understand how come he's worried so much. I don't know, it's really different. Every person has his own reasons. Maybe he's not so sure about you. Maybe it's not even the fear of commitment at all. Who knows, right? You need to understand. Maybe he's worried that he won't have enough time to, I don't know, enjoy his friends, or his life is going to change so radically that he worries about that. Maybe it's the fear of the unknown. Maybe it's not even the fear of commitment. That's why it's important in those situations especially to really talk to the person and really understand where the problem is coming from. And once you understand that, it's much easier to solve it. All right? But even better, the best case situation is that you yourself, assuming that you are the woman with the guy that's not ready to commit, you yourself will talk to him. I only said that in the beginning because I'm assuming that you are not so fond of the idea. But if it's fine for you and you don't need all this romance nonsense, then please, it's very important, especially if you are about to have a real relationship with him or already in one, to have a very open discussions about everything. Everything should be talked about instantly. And that's why it's important, even that, to talk with him. Alright, so talk about it, intellectualize it, understand where the problem is coming from, and then solve it. Now, another way, of course, is the gradual facing the problem gradually, right? So again, if this person is having a problem to commit, you probably shouldn't tell him, I want to marry you after the first date. Maybe for him, dating the same girl for a month is a long time. That's how he gradually commits. And it's also always good to give him exit points. He should feel that he could always leave. The door is always open. Even if he commits, the commitment is only for like a month. And then a new discussion could arise. Don't have this discussion about where the relationship is going to every single day. It's annoying. Also for you and also for him. But do have exit points. Do have points in your relationship as time passes by that you needed to ask the question, listen man, are you still interested? Let's commit for another month or another year or whatever. When you do it like that, when you do it gradually and slowly, it's gonna be easier for him. Maybe right now committing for another date is like really hard. Maybe after that, 1 month from now, he could commit for like 2 months. Maybe later he could commit for a year. Maybe later he could commit for 2 years. And maybe later he could commit for the rest of his life. Alright, so make it gradual and allow him to have exit points, and it would be much easier. Alright, the last technique we have is the technique of associating the commitment with something positive. Obviously, again, he needs to understand that committing to you or committing to that thing that we are talking about is not all bad. If he feels that there's a lot of negative outcomes to commitment, then for him, commitment is something negative. But if he understands what exactly his life is going to look like after he commits, and he understands that committing will only make everything better, then it would be associated with something positive. So make him understand in whatever way you can. Make him understand that commitment is something positive. And if he realizes that if he commits, then everything positive is going to happen and almost nothing negative is going to happen, even make a list, whatever is required, then I promise you that it's going to be much, much easier for him to commit.